Welcome to the Dungeon House, where a bunch of regular people with regular jobs gather to play Dungeons and Dragons. We aren't professionals, so if you hear food ASMR or a baby in the back, just understand it's normal. This show is recommended for those 13 and up. The music you'll hear is brought to you by William Heaton and various other artists. We're glad that you're here to share in the fun and laughter, as well as the challenges along the way. So come on into our home, take a seat on the couch, and enjoy the Dungeon House.
And so I just had to go. I was only there for 9 hours, so it wasn't that bad.
I was only there for 9 hours. A regular shift at any other job. Only 9 hours. David.
It beats yesterday.
It does
Today
beat yesterday.
and tomorrow. What? I don't even know how many hours. Dude, I woke up this morning being
You're
like,
over
oh,
40 already.
man. Huh?
You're over 40 already.
I don't know how many I'm at.
9 plus 9, 18, plus 10 is 28, plus 15 would be like 43.
Right, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, yeah, so yesterday I worked 15.
And today you work 10.
Today I worked 10, and tomorrow I work 15. I'll have 58 hours for the week.
Woo! Working hard. That is crazy and gross.
I had 49 last week.
You had 4 hours?
49.
Oh, fetch.
And then I'll have 58 this week.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yep.
6 hour weeks are never fun.
We got Kyle and Brandon showing in. What's up? It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, I've been here all 10 seconds ago.
Brandon, I like the glasses.
Thank you.
Are they actual prescription? Are they the ones?
Oh, they're just like UV light.
UV light ones?
Yeah.
Good. That helps a lot. Keep those eyes healthy. Kyle,
Indeed.
how's it going for you?
Doing good. Are we live right now?
Oh, most definitely. We are. We're still just, we're still getting there.
Not a shallow promotion to a TV show I like, but a shallow promotion. Have y'all been watching the Ahsoka series?
I'm 3 episodes in. I haven't watched the latest one because just yesterday we had no time to watch it. And probably today we won't have any time to watch it. And I doubt that tomorrow I'll have time to watch it. So it'll probably be a Saturday thing.
The 4th episode was my favorite so far.
It's your favorite? I've liked the series thus far up to the 3rd episode. It hasn't been bad. I haven't been like, holy cow, this is like super good. But it's been okay.
Did you watch Rebels or in Clone Wars?
I watched Clone Wars, but Rebels, I didn't watch everything. I watched a lot, like as soon as like the first 2 episodes came out, I watched a ton of like the recaps and stuff like that, like everything you need to know, get yourself caught up, especially like the ones that Disney posted, like the essential episodes. I watched all of those.
Okay, that's all that matters. So you at least know what's going on with Ahsoka.
Yeah. I have an idea.
I got some interesting news.
Oh, you got some interesting news, David?
Yeah, it's an interesting fact more than anything else. I don't know if you've heard. I mean, Kyle might know. Have you heard the company called Boom?
Boom?
Boom. Yeah, Boon.
Like, here comes the...
Yeah. So, this company called Boom is working on bringing back supersonic flights.
Oh, fun.
So, yeah, stuff like the Concorde. And they did their first taxi test this week.
Ooh.
And so, which is a huge milestone for them. And so, from what I've understood, is the jet will be just as quiet as regular jets are, and then they will hit sonic. So from what I read, it'll top out at about 1,200 miles an hour. And so you'll be able to fly from like New York to Vegas in like 3.5, 4 hours. Or not, sorry, New York to London. My bad.
Yeah, New York to London.
Yep, New York
That's
to London
crazy.
in like 3 hours, 3.5, 4 hours. You fly from Seattle to Sydney, Australia in like 8.
How expensive?
If you can afford business class, like international business class, that's their goal.
That's fair. That's
So,
I feel like that's pretty reasonable.
no, that's insane because it used to
Yeah.
be like on the Concorde. The Concorde, you could only fly only the extremely rich could fly on the Concorde, and with this new one that they're working on, their goal, their first one's gonna be business class. Their first plane's going to be business class. Their second plane's going to be economy plus, and their third plane's going to be economy priced seats. So, but I think it's pretty cool.
Really exciting. My question is though, David.
Yeah.
Why haven't people just embed teleportation circles? Wouldn't that be faster?
Dude, probably, but we're pretty lazy with things we do anyways. So, Also, another cool thing, in Germany, there was a plane that flew for the first time off of liquid hydrogen.
Oh, really? As its propellant? That's exciting.
Yep, as its fuel, so it doesn't use any fuel.
Yeah, it just
uses liquid nitrogen.
Has
liquid hydrogen.
Besides water. That's it. That's really cool.
So yeah, another cool thing.
Yeah, I still, from what I hear, I'm not sure if it's changed. I know that hydrogen's like becoming more of a possibility for gases. Pretty sure that hydrogen is still more difficult to make and produce than it takes more energy than it produces.
Correct. Yeah, you're right.
It's just kind of how it is. But
the thing though is they can use solar and wind. That's like their big argument is they can use solar and wind energy to create that liquid hydrogen,
and then use gas-powered vehicles off that energy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is cool.
So yeah, but it's interesting. It's kind of just interesting to see where it goes. The company in Germany wants to completely get rid of all aviation related, not all, but commercial. They want to get rid of all commercial aviation effect of what do you call it? Environmental damage. Yeah. Because right now, the aviation world produces about 2% of the world's pollution.
Which is, when you look at grand scheme of things, that's a significant portion.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, if you look at how many planes are actually flying, in the world right now, tens upon thousands of planes are flying.
Yeah.
So
you gotta do what you can where you're standing.
Yeah, that'll be interesting though.
Anyways, well, that is very, very intriguing. I like that. Thanks for filling us in with the fun facts of today.
Aviation, yeah.
We should probably play some D&D, I guess, if we want to.
Oh, I guess.
Maybe. I remember last time we had Joy do the recap. Kyle, would you be willing to recap for us what happened?
Of course. Last time on the Dungeon House, after the party had successfully completed their time in the city, they returned to the Vigil's outpost and had a little bit of downtime to explore the Lighthouse, get to know each other a little bit more, and all sorts of fun activities. One of it that was actually very interesting was the designing and building of the rooms. Each of the rooms sort of showed a sweet little characteristic of each of the party members. Especially my favorite was hearing about how Adelaide thought her room was too small for all of her stuff. That definitely put a deep hatred in Moss for those with wealth and those without wealth. As the party continued out, they met a very interesting character known as. Where's my notes on the name of this girl? She's a witch, though. That's all I remember. She's a witch.
Her name is Illain.
Illain, the witch. Illain has a very interesting potential things in her backstory, but seems to have some knowledge or might be able to help out with Ren's potential solving of the sickness in his village. Anyways, some stuff happened, and now we're back.
And I think we left off with Moss. You had conked out around the table with Ren and Barren, and they continued to have a conversation. Then Barren stood up, left. Alia was helping cook, and Opal and Adelaide had just gotten back to the lighthouse from their little trip out to the chapel of the sun and moon. Pinky's just flitting around, pestering the locals, doing what she does best. I think that's where we left off last time, and we will start up again this time.
Did we decide what time of day it was? Towards evening?
From what I was picturing, late afternoon, so it's probably around 4 or 5-ish.
A reasonable dinner time.
Happy hour, maybe.
To some.
To some. You start seeing, at this point in the day, more people file into the commons. Alia, where it seems like it's starting to get to the point of the day where most people will be looking for, a meal. Oh, no worries. As well as Ren, you see that as well. You see get busy in there, and Moss.
I missed the last part of roleplay last time, but when we come back into the common area, I think Adelaide will just be like, "Oh, how was it visiting the healers?" Barren?
I would say Barren's actually not there.
Oh, Ren?
It was really good and really informative. What was her title? Elaine's
Keeper of the service room.
The keeper of the service room was a very genial lady. She was filled with personality. Barren doesn't like her. You should ask him about that. And then I'll whisper, "She's a witch." But it's cool. It's chill.
At that, Moss is going to sort of wake up and be like, "Witch?"
And Ren will be like, "Yeah, it's old news now, Moss. You can go back to bed." But no, but really, she mentioned that the sickness that's looming over my family could be what she calls an elder curse, which is bigger than a normal curse, apparently. But something that interested me was something I'd never thought about before, which is she said that curses usually involve some sort of boon that you gain. Like in the example of lycanthropy, werewolves, they're cursed to be a werewolf, and I honestly don't know what's bad about that, but the boon they are getting is the wolf. So maybe a better sense of smell. I don't know much about werewolves. But, yeah.
So if your family is afflicted with a curse, then there's also an advantage, or maybe someone asked for something?
In theory, I think we talked a little bit about my dad, and I don't think I told you this before, but my dad used to be like an adventurer. He was very vague about it when he talked to us, but he had a past of traveling the world. And Illain seemed to think that he did something, went somewhere he shouldn't have, that something he did brought about this curse. That remains to be seen. She mentioned even going to Bauli to investigate it. But yeah, I'm a little bit underwhelmed with what we learned, but it wasn't nothing.
It sounds like a great first step, and at least it's like a direction, even if it's not an answer.
Yeah, I was just hoping that she'd be like, "Oh, I've seen this before," you know. Oh, we get these all the time, sort of reaction. But
I got the pills in the back. Don't worry.
yeah. Oh, we have a vaccine for that. But no, she seemed just as stumped as anyone else that I've asked. Besides those insights that she offered, which are very helpful.
You'll have to keep looking for answers then.
Indeed.
Moss, were you able to find what you were looking for? No?
Well, not exactly. But I think I'm gonna help out there, keep some of the vigils up and running during our downtime. Try to become a little bit better with medicine. I can keep you guys up next time. Can't have Pinky dying on us again.
No, I could not hear you. I'm
We
so
could hear you,
sorry.
We just couldn't understand. The mic was not very good.
Wait, can you guys hear me now better?
We can hear you. You just have to enunciate your words.
All right.
It's
Moss
just
says, in pure English, no, I did not get what I was looking for, but I will help assist with the healing in these upcoming days until our next adventure.
excellent. I didn't know that you were interested in healing. What's your favorite healing spell? Let's talk healing, Moss.
Are you a great healer?
Are you here?
Yes.
Mainly just as I become one with nature, trying to figure out how to solve things. In fact, I would like to study ways to also resolve Ren's curse for his family.
I also didn't know you were a real healing man.
Not the greatest, but I am learning and would like to learn more to be more effective for the party.
Well, I've never really talked to you about it. Do you know anything about my family's sickness?
Not much in general. I have very little knowledge.
But you know a little bit? Is that what I'm hearing?
Not much to nothing at all. Probably nothing at all.
Okay.
I just have a friend who is knowledgeable about some darker things, to say the least.
Well, who's this friend? I mean, this curse could be pretty dark. On the darker end of sicknesses.
I can potentially reach out to her, but we'll see.
Is she a witch too?
You see, Moss sort of hesitates for a second and says, a healer.
Okay to say yes. I don't hate witches like Barren does.
Is Barren glaring at us?
Baron's not there anymore.
Oh, dope. Yeah, Moss is gonna... Yes.
Cool. Look, so far, I like witches. I have one witch that I've met in my life, and I'll point to the place.
Like you point behind you, and it's like towards the restrooms, but then you actually change it. Oh, it's this way. It points out of the commons, and you can see the service room from where you're pointing.
Yeah, she seemed great. I'm sure that your friend, also great.
She was okay. A little annoying.
Okay, well, if annoying is really the only downside, then I think we can get around that.
Yeah, we'll see what combined knowledge we can do to figure something out.
For sure, and I'd really appreciate you getting in touch with them. Maybe,
of course.
Explaining that'd be really nice.
Can work with that.
Thank you.
Once you guys kind of settle down, Elias still on the phone. I was gonna ask David what the meal is prepared for tonight, but we will get to that later.
Pinky's there, right?
Pinky is here. She's been flying around, if I'm correct. Pinky, are you still here?
With the meal.
Say that again. You cut out just until the end bit.
I thought Pinky was helping cook. I thought she got rounded up to help cook.
You're right.
Then she would know.
You would know the meal. What? I guess what part of the meal are you preparing?
Depends on what's being made. I'm sure that Pinky is either enthusiastically stirring something, or she's good with a knife, so she might be chopping something.
She's good with a knife. She's like butchering a pig. No, I'm joking. That's terrible. I just wanted to give you like a chance. Like you basically have the choice of like adding something to this meal. Like, what do you think Pinky would choose to bring to the table in the sense of food for tonight's dinner?
Okay. Oh, so many choices. She would make, depending on what the meal is, she would make some sort of. Like, depending on what it is, she might be making like cute little cornbread muffins, or maybe cupcakes for dessert, or something like that. Depending on what the meal is, right? Something cute and tasty.
I love cornbread muffins. My other question with that is, how much pink food coloring do you put into it?
All of it.
Ren's not it doesn't count.
Not all of it, but it's a very beautiful shade of pink.
I just imagine like Ren, you like see Pinky like running towards like the oven, like buzzing around you, like, "Hey, what are you cooking?" And she's like, "Cornbread," and you're like, "Yes!" And then she's like, "Yeah, look," and she takes it out, and it's just all pink, and you're like, "Yeah!"
It's just bright pink, and I'm like, "What on earth is that? What did you put in there?" Yeah, I'm not eating that. The artificial stuff.
Flower. It's not artificial. It's a special flower that I picked that turns everything pink.
Look, I ate a flower one time and my tongue went numb. I'm not eating flowers.
Oh, but they're the tastiest. Not the tastiest. Cupcakes are tastier, but they're really tasty.
Maybe. We'll see.
Just a bite. And if you don't like it, you don't ever have to eat it again.
All right, whatever. I'll try.
You can't argue with that logic.
You can't. It's a small price to pay to never have to eat one again.
That was almost a direct quote from my nephew.
It's true.
Pinky, do you have any extra of those flowers that turn things pink?
Yes, I do. She's gonna pull out a little bag that has them in them. I'm assuming this is okay, Chase. I didn't clear that with you.
As you see Pinky pull out, you see a very kind of almost like lily-esque flower, but more like, I don't know, maybe like a snapdragon, something along that, which is more elegant looking. In the bag, though, as she kind of pulls them out. They're not necessarily always fresh, and you can see that they kind of started to dry, which may be the point of it, as they can be then crushed up into a powder to be added into different things. You looking at it, you could tell that this flower would be quite pretty to add into any garden that you would have on the family property, as well as any bouquet corsage would go quite nicely with this color, as long as it matched with the colors of the dress, as you know.
These are beautiful. Did you find them here?
No, so they mostly grow in the forest. I forget what the forest I come from's name is.
That's beautiful. Adelaide will like take out her little tiny notebook that she keeps on her, and she's gonna kind of like crouch down next to like where you're holding it, and just kind of like sketch it from like where you're holding it in your hand.
Would you like to do a performance check to see how well you're able to capture the beauty of this
Yes, I do.
flower?
I wonder where my papers. I'm sorry, I'm ill prepared. Just thinking I'm gonna like roll up and play D&D without any dice. Who do I think I am? I don't have my dice. Can you help me?
Dice are?
Dices
are?
I didn't know I was in charge of them.
You weren't. I need help. Ah!
So while she's doing that, sorry, I had a work phone call. Can you guys catch me up?
All right.
I think you keep them in here, don't you?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Because
While that's going on, Alia, what's like the main dish? What's you're pulling out all the stops. First time you rolled back up into Gerlin's kitchen, ready to get your cook on. What you bringing out?
I would say.
You do chores. What did you do chores on?
What would be a great food?
I expect you to make it for us all next time we're all in person.
Oh, okay.
If it you decide, Pinky has made some pink cornbread muffins. If that narrows the playing field for you, the selection, I mean.
Oh, well, what goes? You know what? She has gone back there, and she has bugged Gerland into busting out the ribs.
Whoa, he's been marinating those for a long time. I don't know. I don't think he was quite prepared to bring him out yet, but he will for you.
Yep. Alia. And it was more of Alia didn't even ask. She saw the ribs and she was like, yes.
Grab just rack upon rack of juicy morsels and cooked
They
as
just,
you
like,
like.
You touch them and they fall off the bone. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like the type of rib that you can just pull the bone out and then just eat it like normal meat. Just
slurp them up.
Yeah, he's just covered in barbecue sauce. You just covered head to toe in it afterwards. Something like that. Cornbreads and ribs do sound really good right now. I'm also very hungry. But nice. With all that going on, Gerland, as he comes over to kind of inspect your work, at the end of your bout cooking these tender ribs, he'll congratulate you, basically, to say, "Oh, those look like mighty fine ribs." I thought a little bit more about the thing I asked you to do about the fighting pit that we have here in the comments. This is just an idea that I had while I was chopping it. Getting a little more emotional, a little more sappy. My thought process was, we used to have, Jeremy, he used to run it. He used to just have them people get together and fight in the ring, which was great, but it's a little boring, It was like, it just got slow. You were there, you remember it. It's just like, it was always, Nathaniel and Clay showing up, and they always fought, and no one else, to the point it just got to them, and it was just boring. Everyone else was like, that's lame. So I had the thought, maybe whoever you, while you're keeping your eyes out, maybe look for someone, creative enough to not just pick, fighting for the weekly challenge, something a little more, and he points down at the ribs, a meeting, it's just, we got drinks, we got, gambling, we got lots of challenges. There's all the sorts of things that you could do and pass the time and have a winner at, Yeah. Heck, we could even do crochet night. I don't know. It's just something like that.
Do you want it to be like more of a competition always, or are you looking for more of like some competition and some community nights? I don't know.
I was planning on competition, but that's what you want to do.
Well, I mean, we could even get like safes, and we can put safes in the ring, and each contestant has 4 safes that they have to unlock.
Yes, like a challenge.
Yeah, like something like that, or I don't know. We can figure something out. I have a couple of people I had in mind who I can talk to who I think can come up with some really good ideas.
Perfect. Thanks. I just was, like I said, I was getting in the mojo and I had time to think, and I was like, I should probably mention my idea a little bit more clear. But anyways, I'll let you get back. We gotta get this stuff out. We gotta go. Anyways, at that point, you all start getting meals ready for people to start.
Who is everybody helping at this point? Sorry, I didn't know if you heard. I had that work phone call, and so I actually don't have no idea what's going on.
Everyone's just been kind of talking at a table, mostly the part.
I think it was the only one that had it.
Yeah, I think it was only Pinky that had chosen to help, and Barren has left the premises. So, other than that, I think the rest of you will have a fine meal of ribs and cornbread and other fine
salad, all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Steamed vegetables, gravy. No, not gravy.
Not gravy.
Sauce.
Mashed potatoes.
With gravy. There's the gravy.
With gravy.
Anyways. All right. With that, time passes, and about at this point, it's starting to get more into the evening time. You'd probably say around 6-ish, 7-ish, where the meal turns more away from, eating food to more people drinking, though you do notice that it does seem like a lot of the patrons leave as the time goes on, as it's you can see what seems to be the common thing is people eat here, but they'll go to the Two Gnomes and the Trenchcoat pub for their alcohol.
Okay. So is everything kind of toned down at this point then?
Yeah. Is there anything that anyone would like to do specifically at this time? As the meal has toned down, you've been all able to have a feel. Besides, Barren, you never returned, did you? He never returned, as he should have.
I imagine it would just be kind of small side conversations. At some point, I know Alia would take leave and head to the what was it called? Ooh. Hall of the Fallen.
Okay, you're gonna go to the Hall of the Fallen.
Yep.
Okay.
It would be later though, like way later at night. Kind of like whenever I don't know where everybody's at. It looked like everybody had pretty much is up and away. So
as time goes on, with time passing, if there's other things that people would like to do a little bit earlier, we can play through that. But at this time, Alia, you kind of.
It would be like when, like, real quick, because she would stay and she would help clean up the kitchen, she would help close up the kitchen, she would help do all those kind of things, and so
it's getting towards night now, like 9, 10, when people are starting to head towards turning in the lighthouse. As you pass the diopter being the teleporter, you see still every so often a group will come out, one will go in off to various missions and tasks throughout all the land. You head up the 2 levels to get to the Hall of the Fallen. The steps beneath you, very familiar as you remember your youth going all the way up to the top, sometimes to see your mother, sometimes to see your father. You press to the top and you can see not too far above is the partial visage of the map of Yavna set in the lantern room, in the base of the floor, depicting, like I said, Yavna. The light still shining from that giant crystal above through the bottom. You make it to the top. What do you do?
I think she would kind of just stand back for a second and look at the crystal. It's illuminated at this point, right? It's like,
so that's on the next level up, but you can see it through the map of Yavna kind of shining down. As it hits the map, as the map is colored, it sparkles all different kinds of lights throughout this whole chamber in a cacophony of different prismatic colors, mostly being blues and greens with some yellows and reds, grays shining through.
Yeah, she would just kind of take a second and she would look and kind of just take a second to just, the word I'm looking for is not relax, but just take a deep breath. You know, she's home. And she would walk into the Hall of the Fallen.
So the Hall of the Fallen takes place along all the walls on this section. If you were to lead to the commission, you see a lot of different name plaques of vigils. As you know, every vigil who has passed away is immortalized onto this wall in some way. If there's usually been a heroic sacrifice, then farther along they've posted portraits of the different people.
She would walk through. She would probably, I would imagine, not know every name on the wall, but kind of where the names stopped. So I guess she would look for the updated names and see if there was anybody that she knew or that she was close to.
Make a history check for me.
History, you say? My strong suit, you say? 19.
19. From the last time you checked, since it's been probably around almost 3 to 4 months since you were last up here, you you notice that a few, probably around 5 names, have been added to the board, added to the wall of the names. Some of them look familiar, though, in passing. One, though, catches your eye, as it looks like a young man that was maybe 2-3 years older than you, that went by the name of Oscar. He had passed. That was the only one that you really had any connection to, as you remember growing up adjacent to him.
She would kind of just put her hands up and touch the wall and kind of just lean her forehead up against it and just, because I imagine she knew he was dumb, he knew he was brash, or outgoing. That's I think that's what I imagine is he would have been the guy that would have annoyed her, that would have been like loud while she was trying to read her books, or but at the same time they would have been friends. And she would, I think, just silently cry, stand there for a minute and pay her respects, and then go over to the well-known spot her dad is at. Her dad's.
We know exactly where that is, as every single time that you've been on this level of the lighthouse, you can't help but go to the draw of the name. You slowly but surely approach him. What are your thoughts?
Oh, there's probably a bajillion. There's so many. I know. I think she would sit down and just right in front of his name and just talk. Just fill him in on what's changed in her life, and just hey Dad. I know it's been a couple of months since I last came and talked to you. I did it. I actually managed to become a Vigil. Even though Mom never really wanted me to, which but I did it. I've made some new friends in my party, and training went well. It was hard, but I managed to learn a couple new languages. I know, I don't know, Dad. I went on my first mission, and we succeeded at our very first mission, and we didn't lose anybody, which I'm so proud of. I'm proud that I guess we could go and we could do it. But yeah, no. I don't know, Dad. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can really continue as a vigil. I don't know if I'm actually strong enough to continue. I have some of my companions and friends who want to see me try to continue and succeed, and I have others who want me to leave. And I can't blame them for their reasonings, and I can't blame them for the way that they feel because of my issues I have. But I don't know. I wish you were here. I wish you were here to give me some advice, and I wish I could just talk to you one more time.
As you have your hand on the wall, the brassy gleam from the nameplate shines back at you, bearing the description of bearing the name Titus Asha. You look at it, hoping somewhere maybe hear his voice again. The comfort of being able to talk to his memory fills you with peace, but also longing. The nameplate, as is just an inanimate object, does not respond.
I think I would just sit there for a little bit.
Find a bench to sit down, just look across the wall.
Ponder. Yeah.
I don't know if we want to rewind or go just. I think at this point, probably after you've been there for a while, Alia, eventually you would see that Barren kind of makes his way up there with. At this point, he'd have a glass in his hand. And you can see just a little bit of probably just a little bit of a red nose. Red nose or red cheeks?
Something's red.
Something's red. And you'd see him just kind of come and stand up there, and you can see that he's just looking for something.
You can see that he's scanning the names. Would you have noticed Elias saying that, you think, or are you more dead set focused?
He probably would notice Alia, but I don't know if he'd exchange anything at this moment.
Are you? Alia would kind of just wipe her eyes and. Yeah, hey Baron. Are you looking for somebody in particular?
Yeah. Looking for my grandpa.
Your grandpa was a vigil.
Yep. My grandpa, my great uncle, and my great aunt.
I didn't know you were related to vigils.
Yeah. They were the only ones.
Well, what are their names? Maybe I can help you find them.
Carlisle, Ravenfrost, and Bart Jameson led second.
Would Alia recognize any of those names or have an idea of maybe where they might be? Or...
As this list is more in a chronological order, not in like alphabetical, the names like there's
Thousands.
Yeah, well, it's not it's chronological, so like when they die. That's when they die.
Do you know when they died?
Yeah, I know the year. You should remember your grandpa's. Yeah, really easy. Raxum, or PR, right? PR something. I guess the date. About 10 years ago. Yeah.
Or 10 years ago?
For my grandpa, yeah.
Months?
She leads you kind of in a little bit of the wrong section.
So, actually, if it was about 10 years ago, that would be right at the same time that Titus died. Her dad died.
It's not too far off. After he gives you a timeline and knowing that area quite decently well, it doesn't take very long for you to find the name Carlisle Ravenfrost. Fairly close to the same area that your dad is.
Do you know how he died?
I do. Yeah. He was retired though by then.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Were you and him close?
Yeah. I'd say he basically raised me.
What happened to your parents?
My mom died the same night as my grandpa. And my dad? Don't know. He's somewhere out there, hiding, probably drinking himself away.
She looks at your cup.
Tries not to, but also side glances it. As he'll take a sip.
Aren't you worried you're gonna follow suit?
I can stop anytime I want.
Just, I don't know. I've never understood the I guess, desire to drink alcohol. I don't know. I just feel. I feel like it muddies the mind.
Sometimes your mind needs muddying.
Is Moss there?
Moss, when did you get here?
Has Moss not been here? I thought Moss was here the whole time.
This is up at the.
This is on like the second floor of the lounge. You can definitely be there if you want. By the way,
Moss just walks in now.
My grandpa was also a Vigil.
He's just exploring, you know. Gotta get the lay of the land. He was going upstairs to try and find the rooms, but kept going too high. Got a little lost.
Moss just heard alcohol and like poked his head and was like, "Huh?"
I don't know. I feel like it's so much easier to sort through things if your mind isn't muddied. Mine doesn't. I don't know. I've never tried it, so I guess I can't say it's a bad thing. So,
Well, here.
I don't know if Alia would be like, I don't know. I've never drinking alcohol before. I've never.
I guess when you're in your feelings, then it's the best time to do it. So
She would just look at you and be like, in her mind, she would be like, I'm always in my feelings. Like, it's like, have you seen me?
From one horizon. Getting that little emo, edgy. Hey, sorry.
Are you still offering it to her?
you gonna take it or not?
I'm just kidding.
I guess I'll try it.
No, Alia!
All right, Alia,
Make a Constitution
make
saving
a
throw.
Constitution saving throw. It's poison.
Wait, so hold on. We need to really establish. Is Moss actually here?
Moss is actually here.
Yep.
Okay. He just wandered in and now he's here.
And Alia, it's not here.
No,
No.
Adelaide wanders into
We
no!
can only have one wander in for a
Yeah.
conversation. I'm just
It's too much.
Moss is the wanderer this time.
Guess. My Constitution saving throw modifier is +5.
yeah.
Oh.
It's to kind of see how the body reacts.
Yeah.
there. That's the thing is it's not necessarily.
Is he?
about-
Well, but the problem is he like full on like?
Well, no. It's just about like the sip, like
Oh, just like
because it's like the
you know,
burn.
like
it's
if
like
he's gonna
feel.
gag or something.
Is this something that like, depending on how you do it, might be something like you know how people sometimes like take their first drag of a cigarette and say it's the nastiest thing ever
Yeah.
and then throw it down. Or like they take a sip of alcohol and go, oh, that's gross. Or some people maybe be a little bit hardier and be like, I'll keep trying this.
I feel like Barren drinks really hard liquor.
Is it pretty hard?
I mean, it'd be as hard as they come, as hard as you can get from.
It's actually get fine.
Yeah, from
So-
the.
Rubbing alcohol from the service room.
I was going to say out of his toilet after adding his own things in.
Yeah, he's just been making it in this
In his
bedroom.
bathroom. I have a +5 modifier to my Constitution saving throw, and I got a 6.
Natural one.
Yeah.
This is up to you. I'd say there's two ways you can handle it. It's either complete rejection of the substance, or like you try it and like it kind of almost in a sense right off the bat you can start feeling the effects of it and you like it.
I don't know if it would be like she likes it. I feel like it would like burn her throat. But she's definitely a lightweight.
Yeah. So like with a little bit of a sip like this, you can already start feeling, especially with how strong a liquor this is, you can start feeling some of those sad feelings that you would had not seeing as much. But it tasted awful. It was gross. So after a first good amount of sputters, you start noticing that feeling.
What? Repeat the feeling.
Just the feeling of like, I was basically saying like the emotions that you've been feeling lately has been kind of being repressed. So in the sense of like, you're not as heightened in a sense to feel what you've been feeling. Somewhat suppressing the feelings that you've been trapped with for a long time.
Okay. She would.
If that's how you want to roll it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, she would hand it back and she'd be like, is this supposed to taste like that?
Yep.
Lightweight.
How do you?
Mom, For you, Moss, at about this moment, as you're kind of chuckling to yourself, you feel your right arm starting to, like, from your fingertips up, feel a little bit numb.
What? Anyways, I gotta go. Great seeing y'all tonight.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Oh, fetch. Moss is just gonna like sit there and like try not to act like anything's going on, but he's just gonna like shift a little uncomfortably. Like how numb? We talking like funny bone numb or like wake up, slept on an arm numb?
It's slow. It's like a progression as of right now, as like you are feeling your hand, and then it just starts kind of tingling a little bit, but you feel it, the sensation like slowly growing, heading up your arm, and then kind of stopping at your shoulder. It almost feels like would feel like if you'd have lack of blood to your extremity.
While this is going on, Moss is just gonna sort of like start looking at his arm, twisting it back and forth, and then he's just gonna be like,
rolling it out, like
yeah,
trying to get in.
trying to like roll the blood out.
You good?
Trying to get some. Yeah. You know, you start getting old. Things start to feel a little weird. It's a little tinglies in the arm right now.
It must suck to be old.
What was that?
It must suck to be old.
You know, it's not ideal, but it happens to all of us, I guess, right? Some sooner than others.
As you are still trying to kind of get feeling back into it, moving it, you notice the feeling is not getting better, but worse.
Hey, you got some extra liquor, Barren?
I got a little bit.
Mind giving me a quick strike?
I'll hand you over the remnants of what's left.
Moss is just gonna watch as Moss takes a big swig out of it, and then he's gonna sit there for a bit. Then after about like 7 seconds, he's just gonna like puke it out.
He just throws up.
Oh. Whoa. Are you sure you're not the lightweight?
Are you okay, Moss?
I'm sorry that whatever that was just tasted bad. Tasted terrible.
It's about this point, Moss, on your shoulder and upper arm. You feel what feels like fingernails being dug into your arm in various points. Like a sharper pain than it was before, as it like it's strange, like how it feels numb, but also you can still feel the pain associated with it. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, keep going.
I'd like you to do probably a Constitution saving throw if you're trying to kind of hold in your reaction.
Yeah, Moss is trying to fetch. 9.
With a 9, you kind of feel yourself kind of tense up and grab at your shoulder, just reflexively in pain, kind of double over a little bit.
Hey, you're not looking so good. What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing. Must be Grandpa? I'm gonna go. This Moss is gonna start walking away while
It's
grabbing
about-
his arm.
It's about this point, Moss, you would feel a slight trickle of something warm going down your arm. Feeling like it comes from one of those places. With that, and you kind of feeling that, you'd probably bring it up a little bit closer to your body, and start walking at a little bit of a faster pace.
Yeah, Moss is not running, but he's getting out of there.
Moss, wait up.
That's okay. It's okay.
Alia is probably following, but kind of like stumbling.
So, Chase,
Yes.
has Moss taken damage, would you say?
At this point, you've probably taken about 4 points of damage.
Okay.
With the lack of your arm, like, and kind of like the feeling of it, as well as like the sharp pain.
I'm curious if you'll let me use Moss's fade away ability.
If I remember correctly, it's whenever you take damage from an attacker, you can basically do the thing that you do.
Yes. I think you should take.
As this is an attack, I'd say, well, kind of, yeah. Basically, I would allow you to use it in this scenario.
Nice. As you guys are like trying to follow Moss, you just sort of like lets out a little bit of an "Arr!" and all of a sudden just like vanishes.
I'm gonna stay on Moss.
He'd gotten a little bit farther away from you than 10 feet. As he'd walk past you, and then you're like, "Hey, wait up!" And so you were a little farther than 10 feet, because you and I, like, right from here, close to 10 feet away. He was a little bit farther than me. So.
Nice. And then during Moss's invisible time, he's gonna immediately start sprinting away, trying to get far away from everyone.
As I would say this, like, if you were within 10 feet of him, you'd feel him for just a second with your blind senses. You're trained to be able to tell if something close was around you. You'd feel him there for a second, and then he would immediately just sprint out of your area.
You hear him running like because he's sprinting.
Want me to make a stealth check?
Would you be willing to make a stealth check for me?
Yeah. Not great. 11 plus. Okay. 16.
Need to do anything? Or should I just?
It's up to you. If you'd like to do a perception, I can do it. Though you are intoxicated, so you probably will do this with disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, 10.
Maybe due to the lack of your perceptions being a little bit hindered, you hear footsteps go away, but eventually you don't hear them anymore. It's hard to track them at this point. Moss, as you run away from your comrades, where do you go?
Because where exactly are we again? We're still in Alia's house, right?
No, we are in the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Okay. So Moss is gonna first. He's gonna look at his arm to see what the freak is going on. Let's first figure out what's going on.
As you roll up the sleeve, you can see on your arm what looks to be tiny, like, scratches that are opening up, pulling the skin apart. The warm liquid that you felt is your own blood.
Moss
Mixed
wants to
with some sort of almost bright reddish, almost orangish fluid.
Yeah. Moss is just gonna sort of like whisper under his breath, language. And he's gonna head to the infirmary with the intent on stealing some drugs.
With keeping the stealth of a 16, it's not crazy difficult for you to make your way down there. As you getting there, you see in front of you, kind of at the bottom of the stairs, what looks to be, and most people are asleep at this point. The light of the crystal has kind of dimmed, helping the inside of the lighthouse feel a little bit darker. With it, you see a group of vigils heading up the stairs towards you. What do you do?
I guess is it weird for people to be out and about at night?
No, it's not uncommon. It's either they may be returning to their rooms after a night out on the town, or maybe they just returned from a mission late at night. It's not uncommon, as well as you see what look to be some metallic guardians standing post every so often. Usually, not necessarily here on the stairs, but like especially on the bottom level, you see, as you've been become more familiar with them, what look to be shield guardians, standing almost like statues, resolute, close to entryways and stuff like that. Looks like there might be about 4 of them on the main level.
Okay. Moss is gonna try and he's not gonna be stealthy, but he's just gonna try and blend into the back.
Okay. Which is not too difficult. You basically are clutching your arms as you walk down the stairs. As you pass the group of vigils, one of them you'll see will look to be some sort of avian race. You would assume probably an Aakokra. Looks at you and says, "Excuse me, are you all right, sir?"
Whoa! What are you talking about? As Moss is gonna try and feign drunk.
Make a deception check as you stagger in.
You gotta stop trying to be deceptive. Don't you get it? Okay, 14.
14. A passable drunk, as you've been intoxicated before, you know how they act.
Mm-hmm.
So he looks at you and kind of just nods and lets you pass.
Nice.
By that point, it's not too difficult for you to make it to the bottom stairs, and the service room isn't that far away from there. As you make it to the doors, you see what looks to be a different attendant, standing very similar position that you saw when you first made your way up to the door itself, just earlier that day.
Moss is just gonna try social engineering and just very casually walk up to her, be like, "Hey, I'm feeling a little nauseous and in pain. I was wondering if you had any pick-me-ups."
Yeah. I'm assuming at this point you're trying your best not to curl your arm, show pain in it, or are you doing that? So
Moss is he's actually going to be touching his knee when he's talking about that. It's like, knees are getting a bit sore.
Yeah, no worries. Let me grab some medicine for you, as well as I can maybe cure some of your wounds magically as well.
I'd appreciate that.
This attendant heads in for a second. Actually, we'll make this one he. Yeah. Gender diversity and stuff like that. Comes back not too long after with what looks to be some sort of medicinal herb that they explain to be some sort of pain reliever, as well as some sort of berry, as he explains it, it helps with nausea, those sort of symptoms. He talks about like just mix the two together in a tea and take it once at night, once in the morning. It should help with pain and nausea. With that, the person will cast Cure Wounds on you.
Nice.
As that happens, you do not gain any hit points from the wound that you've received.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. Moss is gonna... I guess Moss is gonna make it right then and there. And he wants to try to see if this pain reliever helps out at all.
All right. So you're going to... Where are you going to make the tea?
I'm assuming there's like a... Yeah, I'll go back.
I'm assuming you just go to your room.
Yes.
Together the components, as you have a traveling pack on you, you're able to do that. You're a druid, so it's not uncommon for you to produce flame, so it's not too difficult to warm it up. As soon as you get to the room, I'd assume you just bust right through, and you just go straight to your quarters. You can feel your arm still racked with pain. And you look behind you, and it looks like maybe you've started to leave just a slight trail of blood and whatever this liquid is behind you, as it's started to seep a little bit more than you hoped. You crashed. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you crash into your room and start furiously putting together the herbs and the berry in which you were given. Make a medicine check as you prepare this tonic.
Come on, lucky dice. Okay, unnatural 20.
With that, as you drink this liquid, you can feel your body calm. Your stomach stops rolling, and the pain in your arm becomes less sharp and more just like an ache. As you were still clothed on your arm, what's your next step as you feel that this seems to be working?
Yeah, I think at this point, Tomas is just going to take off his shirt. And I don't know if there's a mirror in my room. Is there a mirror in my room?
Sure. There's a mirror in your room.
And like Moss just wants to like really look at his arm.
Idea. What if that marble bust of your old self is polished enough that you can actually like look into it and see yourself, your reflection?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. As you look at the bust of your younger self, gazing not at the details of it, but at the details reflecting back what you've become, you look at your body and the almost anemiated visage of you, but then you look at your arm and you can see in those slits on your arm stalks of kind of flattish fan-like mushrooms have started to protrude out of your arm.
I was eating mussels.
As you look at it, it's seeing these growths of your arm. How do you feel?
I think at this point, like Moss is just sort of like, I don't know, he's just sort of staring at it. Sort of like takes one of his finger and like starts touching the mushrooms in his arm. Or the stalks of mushrooms.
You poke it, and as you touch it, you get a sense within you. It throws you off for a second. Like, almost it's like you're feeling something, but it's not you.
Yeah. Moss is gonna try and like take one and try to pull it out for a split second.
As you grab it and start pulling out, that feeling of something not of yourself. It's not your pain, but something starts screaming out in pain as some sort of different entity you can feel is in pain inside of you.
That I think Moss is probably like out of shock, out of pain, out of whatever. She's gonna like hit the floor and just grab his arm and honestly just start like whimpering to himself as he curls up in a ball.
From the exhaustion of your trek and from this realization, I don't think it would take too long for you to pass out.
Okay, sounds good.
And that's where Moss will sleep for his long rest.
Moss is pregnant.
How'd you figure it out, Faith?
Not the growth.
Her husband is the DM.
Oh snap!
Jason, why'd you tell her that Moss is pregnant?
I didn't mean to. It just slipped out.
She read session 23. Moss has a baby, and that's the end of it.
That's it.
I probably would have stayed up at the Hall of the Fallen until I kind of sobered up a little bit.
Okay.
And then I would have head back to the rooms.
I'll be honest, you should do that thing in session, I think. If you don't want to do it, you shouldn't. You don't have to do it. But I think if it's going to be done in a PvP cover in the game.
Maybe we'll do a flashback.
Or just do it later on.
What
I
is
think
it?
you just don't do it. Just do it.
We'll see.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
So the day is going to be done, right? So if it doesn't happen, if you're not going to do it,
Do it.
It's already happened.
What's already happened?
But we don't know. Just do it.
we could do the flashback right now.
Flashback. Can I do a flashback? Sure.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do it.
I think we should get everything done before we take our long rest and start kind of the more
The other stuff.
the other stuff.
It's alright. I didn't really find a good time to jump in to do this, but this is something that Barren would have, or as had done. So this is like him walking back, thinking about it.
Yeah. As
Maybe.
you're walking down the stairs, you ponder, now that you're sobered up a little bit more, about a conversation you had earlier tonight.
Yeah. So soon after Barren had left the commons area, clutching like his sister's book,
he would have ended up just putting it away and quickly going into the quartermaster, and walking up to the front desk.
You could see at the front desk a large dragonborn woman of black draconic lineage look down at you. Golden eyes peer from its eyes as it kind of breathes in, almost in a sense of like smelling you. Goes, "What can I do for you?"
I need salt.
Salt? And we have some salt.
Pure salt.
Pure salt, not Himalayan or sea salt.
No, like the stuff that you use in spell casting.
Oh, of course, yeah. Should have guessed. You don't look like a wizard.
Looks can be deceiving.
Fair. This dragonborn goes for a second to the back room, comes out with what looks to be kind of like mini drums of salt. It's like sets one down. It's just for this much of this pure salt. It's about 3 gold pieces per keg. You could say it's about like a quart of salt.
Quart of salt?
Or not quart, like a
Big jar.
yeah, like a big jar, like a mason jar.
Oh, that's all. That should be enough. 3 gold. Okay. I also need a small box, about yay big.
Would you say like an alms box for like a clerical reasons?
Have some that'll fit an iron dagger. Also, I need 2 of those.
I can look for a box. I think an alms box will work out good. She goes into the back and finds 2 iron daggers as well as one of these boxes. Let me get you those prices. I'm not making this up.
I didn't look those up, so I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. This is my job.
Oh, hey.
For the daggers, it's 2 gold pieces per.
Okay. Plus some alms box, or probably.
Alms box, we'll just say 1 gold piece.
Okay.
So 5 more gold pieces. Because 2 per the dagger, so
Yeah.
4.
You said 3, so it's 6 total.
No.
3 for the salt.
3 for the salt,
Yeah.
plus 4 for 2 daggers,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
plus
7, 8.
8. Maths. Shopping.
Maths.
Wow.
Okay. And then I would have grabbed those things and walked out the door and just waited until things had died down enough. And this is all prior to heading up to the Hall of the Fallen.
Okay.
So just in those that time when it's a lull and it's quiet, everyone's alone.
Not a couple hours later, you find your moment where it's died down enough.
And I would have snuck into the service room.
You make your way into the service room. You wait for a time where someone comes and talks to one of the attendants at the front, and you slip past them behind. As you're stealthing, you can make it past this first one fairly easy, but I would like you to do a stealth check heading forward. Like an evil son.
That's not very good. 9.
9? Okay, keep that in mind. Where are you going in the service room?
To the back room, I'm assuming.
That same office?
Yep.
As you approach Illain's office that you've been to previously, you can see that the door's cracked. As you approach, trying to be as stealthy as you can. You can hear from the outside. Who's out there? Hello? If you need to come in, you can. That's
At this, is there light in the room?
Yeah.
How are they lit? Is it candles?
From what you would assume, it's some sort of candle light, maybe magical sconces on the walls.
Okay. Would there be a way to take out the light as I kind of push through, just like crack open the door and then throw daggers to like
to hit the lights and
make
break
them.
Sure. Okay. You will have to do attacks at them. Okay. It may not be crazy hard, but as you throw 2 daggers.
It's a natural one.
Yeah.
But I'll action search to get this.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so that's the first tag. That'll be the second tag. That's like a 16 on that other one. So first one.
The first one, ding.
And then I'll action surge, and the next one's gonna be 10.
10 is the AC. Okay, so you're able to get it as you. All that's left in here is a singular candlelight that was placed on her desk, probably for reading. As you barge in, you can see that she's looking down at some papers. She doesn't necessarily look up at you when you come in, but as soon as the lights get struck and daggers start flying, you can see. Kind of surprised, she pushes the chair back and kind of stands up.
Thankfully, I still have one more tag. Oh no. No.
You did an attack. Yeah, you were probably dual wielding, so you attacked, but then you pulled another one.
So yeah.
So I think you're good.
I think I'm good. Okay. I will go for a grapple on her.
We will need to roll initiative then.
Okay.
Since this is kind of the deal. It's kind of to see who can go first.
Sure. I'll try to make this quick, guys.
Oh, you're good. Don't feel pressure.
If you feel pressure. Sure. 30. Wait, are we rolling initiative?
Yes. I'm just looking at her dexterity modifier.
I've been rolling crap into the night.
All right, what'd you get?
8.
She got 5.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
She rolled bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run up and I'll do a grapple on her.
Okay. You grab her,
and like
probably jumping over the table, wrap your hands around her. She is grappled. At this point, she'll say, "Who are you? What are you doing?"
You know who I am. Have you ever heard the story of the yellow-eyed witch?
Yellow-eyed witch?
3 kids. 4 kids. Went through a forest. There's rumors of a witch. And a cabin that held her. Foods of all kinds. And those that dared would go into her cabin and take what they wanted. If they were to look into her eyes, though, they'd be killed. Out of these 4 kids, the first 3 came in, one at a time, each tricked in some way by this witch. Ultimately, the 3 of them fell. So tell me, how many souls have you killed? Have you taken?
you'd hear her voice almost in a seething rage. You do not know who I am, and you have no place to judge what I've done, who I am. With that, she's going to try to break the grapple.
That is disadvantage, right?
Is that disadvantage?
Pretty sure drop effects are at disadvantage. I can. Would you like me to double check it?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I can look at it up. What was it?
Yeah, if you want to look at it, breaking a grapple. Maybe it's just contested, actually. It might just be contested.
Yeah, so use an action to break free. A creature must spend their entire action in order to make an ability
You
check.
athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah.
Or she can teleport or misty step.
Yes.
Okay. That's gonna be a 19.
She also got 19.
I think that ties it.
So that ties it, so it stays the same.
It can stay the same where she could like break free. Like Barren might kind of release it a little bit. Let her.
She pushes you off and faces you.
Then tell me who you are.
My name is Illain. Do you think I would have come to the Vigils of all places if I was still in that sword life? Do you think there's not a reason why I left? Do you think I came here because I still believe that stuff?
I don't know. Hags, crones, whatever you want to call them. They live a long life. They're willing to wait.
At this point, she's going to cast Hold Person on you.
Oh! What's the DC on this? Isn't it is it a wisdom con?
I'm just looking up right now.
Yeah,
I think it is. It might be wisdom, but let me check. It's a wisdom saving throw.
14.
DC 16. As you feel your body lock up. She's not going to produce any weapons as she just walks up to you, like just mere inches away from your face. As she gazes into your eyes, you can see that the fire, that the anger that is in them. She looks at you, and then she is somewhat looks almost kind of like she's remembering something, kind of like a 1,000-yard stare. Someone that's seen something. Have you ever grown up in a culture or a society where they taught you things and you believed them wholeheartedly? Was that your experience as a child?
Yeah.
That was mine too. I did not have the luxury of some to be taught true, correct principles from an early age. Do you also believe that through your actions, there's always just some semblance of truth, some semblance of you know what's right and what's wrong when you do it? You see a child being beaten by their parents, you can feel it, feel something different, wrong. See the laughter of children. It brings peace. Do you see it?
I won't say anything.
I saw it. I was lucky enough to have a sister who protected me from most of those. As she kind of shudders at the words abominations. She took the brunt, but protected me. And when she was turned into what she was, I had to stand there helpless. You do not know me. I may have been a witch, but I am no witch. With that, she is going to drop concentration on old person. She'll yell at you, "Get out of my office."
At this, Baron would say,
"Get out of my office!"
"Can't change what is in our bloodline." And then I'll start to leave, and
That may be true for you, but at least I'm trying.
And as I'm kind of walking out, I'll reach into my bag, and I will produce a small casket box, or alms box, excuse me. And I'll kind of toss it to her. Or I'll just kind of let it slide. She might not even catch it or whatever. Let it hit the ground or whatever. I was always told to bring gifts, so that my other things of mine that are precious when taken.
With this, you can see that she's like visibly shaking with frustration.
I always put my faith in the actions that people do. Someone better than my father raised me. And I'll say, that final story, that final girl, she thought she had beaten the hag, that she had outwitted her. In the end, she ended up dying too. And all the hag said was, "See you," with her yellow glowing eye. I'll kind of start walking out, and I'll say, "I see you. I'll keep an eye on you."
If you believe with what you've been taught that someone better than your father and the person that your visage reflects, then I hope that you can realize that my works are good.
I hope that's true. If I find out that you've stolen any souls or done anything like that, well, use what's in the box for yourself. It'll be better than the fate that I give you.
Get out of her. She just points and keeps yells at you.
At that, I would have left, got some drinks, and met Alia.
All right. With that, before we end the day, is there anything else that anyone would like to accomplish? If not, then we're going to have a long rest and go to break.
Sweet. Oh, that's me. That's my fault, guys. Let's get the name.
Consequences of our choices.
Back.
We are back. Just as what my case said. All right. Let me change the music, as this is a happy morning. This is the first night y'all got to sleep in your new pimped out ribs. Have the feelings there. With going forward, there's a couple things that we have probably that you'll, as characters, want to do throughout the week. Maybe want to explain what's going on. But my plan was for the rest of this session just to kind of, do a little bit of a leap forward in time, as well as discuss and let you guys start using a little bit of that downtime, a little bit of a house rule that we made back when we started when we did session 0. Basically, what that home rule is it allows you to gain specific inspiration for a certain task, as well as with that gain proficiency in different skills. So that is what's kind of going on. Basically, before we get started, the way it works is it's kind of a twofold system. The first thing is the inspiration part, as basically what will happen is during your downtime, each week you can have basically a focus of what you want to do. That focus can be pretty much anything that would usually determine a role that has a specific skill or tool connected to it. So everything is game. The biggest thing is just describing how you plan on, in a sense, studying that skill or practicing it. So as an example, say Pinky wants to work on her animal handling and maybe eventually get proficiency in that skill. Something that she could do is she could say, oh, I would like to practice handling animals, and she could definitely do that check. The thing about this, though, is depending on how generalized the statement is, may mean that it's a harder DC to get inspiration for. Because, say in this example, if I'm trying to get inspiration for doing animal handling checks in general, that has a lot of different attributes that it could be, as maybe we're fighting a bear and we need to calm it down, or maybe it's we ran into some rats and we might just need to communicate to them that we're not hostile, or you may be just trying to push your horse harder in a gallop. So there's a lot of different ways that you could use that one. But if you're more specific with what you want to do, is I want to work on training with a horse and being able to handle stressful situations with it and be able to calm it down. That would be an easier DC than just saying, I want to work on my animal handling. Sorry, Barenn, I was just explaining kind of the downtime rule that we are going to use. Just talking about the inspiration side. The more specific you are about what you want to get your inspiration in, the less useful it might be. It's not as generalized for inspiration point, but also means that it's an easier DC to accomplish. The other part of it is gaining basically points into being able to at some point gain proficiency in a skill. I know in the resources when we first started, we had that sheet that McKay and I designed that kind of lets you have a bottom place where you can write down your inspiration as well as keep track of the skills you've been working on. Whether or not you fail or succeed on one of these inspiration rolls during your downtime, it still works towards gaining proficiency, as you can make sense of, like, even if you fail to work with a horse this time and you don't gain the inspiration, you still have gotten more experience, and so you've worked towards that proficiency of animal handling. Basically, that's how it works. Like I said, each week you have the option, as well as if you would like to, you can take part in any downtime activity as well. Like, you're not just Corral and you only can do this during the week, as well as if you have any other role play opportunities that you'd like to do, you can do that. And even one of the other parts of downtime that you can take part of is looking for odd jobs around the lighthouse that could be done just to get more cash flow into your pocket. If you are close to buying a magic item or something like that, you may just want, like, you know, a couple more gold pieces to get there. So that's a little bit of what this is going to look like.
Your soup is ready.
Since
Put it in bowl.
Moss, you're going to have to be going soon. Would you be okay with starting what you're going to do for this week? You can start off any place you want to, like with you waking up, or with what you'd like to focus on. Up to you.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, just throughout this downtime, Moss's big focus is he's, like he mentioned earlier, he's going to be volunteering and helping out at the clinic. Especially with, what's her face is there, right? The witch?
Yeah. Illain?
Yeah, Illain. And so that's going to be a lot of Moss's time. It's just like learning from Illain and the other clerics, just volunteering, seeing whatever they can just to help improve his overall medicine skill.
Okay. So just a few fun facets. Once you've woken up in the morning after sleeping on the ground, other than being sore, the pain, the numbness that was inflicting you the day prior has subsided. Though, as soon as, like, you have become conscious, you feel like there's a presence with you. As soon as you kind of wake up, you have, like, you're kind of ravenous, like you're really hungry. You're looking to feed yourself. For some reason, it feels more so than usual. As well as you can feel like this hunger coming from whatever that entity that you felt the night before is filled from. Are you trying to cover up whatever is going on in your arm?
Yeah, so what Moss is going to do now is he's going to wear his uniform that he got, right?
Yeah.
But he's just going to, his cloak of patches, he's going to sort of make it more like a cape, in the sense that it really covers the shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah, that is more than easy to do. You can keep it slung over that arm. Something, as you notice as you wake up and the pain has subsided, this arm that has been fused with this mushroom, you have a sense in it, like, it almost, you still have, like, control over it, but there's a sense of, like, almost another being as part of it, like previously said. With this, your arm has increased significantly with its strength. You can increase your strength or your ability stat by +1. So add 2 points to the main score. So it goes up by 1.
Oh, dang.
So
That's nice.
if you had a -1, I think you did, it goes up to a 0, as this arm somehow is a little bit more superhuman and strong than your normal old posture.
All right. I'll take a little extra strength. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. With your arm covered up and your muscles a little bit bigger, what would you like to do this week besides? You were going to check, working with Illain. One thing that you would notice as you start working with her, especially kind of the day after, she seems really on edge, really not really talkative. Yeah.
Yeah, Moss isn't gonna pry.
You're good. With that, through the week it would get better and she would return to normal. But you can definitely tell that first day she is not having it. Make it so you're just doing a general medicine check to see if you can get it better.
Mm-hmm.
Make a medicine check, just so you know, since it's so generalized. It'll probably be a little bit higher DC. Yeah.
I guess I'll specify it down just a hair. Like a lot of it that he's looking for is this is gonna sound so bad, almost like a drug addict. He's trying to figure out the right combination of herbs and medicines, sort of like help slow down the growth of this fungus / like alleviate pain immediately, just in case this numbness hits at the wrong moment.
That's
specifically being a heroin addict.
Yeah. So the inspiration that you're kind of going for is the use of medication in healing people.
Yes.
Perfect. I have the DC in my brain. Would you please roll a medicine check?
All right, let's roll. Okay, I'll take that. Lucky roll. I got an unnatural 20.
Wow. With an unnatural 20, you are easily able to start picking up your keen eye for seeing detail and being able to track the way other people kind of do their jobs. Kind of kicks in, and you are able to quickly pick up some of the things that they're doing kind of on a regular basis, and then in your own spare downtime, put that towards basically a medication that you can create that can help alleviate the properties of the pain and the wooziness like you experienced the night prior.
Nice.
It'll probably take a little bit more of an alchemical study to try to get the effect of slowing the spread. So just so you know.
Okay, that's good to know.
With that, Moss, is there anything else that you'd like to accomplish during this week of downtime?
Yeah, so a lot of it's just going to be helping out, trying to learn medicine. A part of it, though, when he's not socializing with the group, he's going to start finding a couple books, sort of searching for books about like curses or like remedies to curses, any sort of like magical properties to help out with that.
Perfect. Make an investigation check. I'm assuming that you're going probably to the archive to check this. So as you enter in on one of these days after you've helped out at the service room, you enter the Ipswich archive, and you see kind of in a central desk what looks to be a shorter dwarven man with a long braided beard in the color of almost like a deep, like burgundy red. You can see on top of his head lies a horned helmet of a dwarvish style. Though if you look at his rest of his body, you can see that he's wearing robes. The only piece of armor being the helmet.
Oh, that's attractive.
Are you okay?
Hello?
Are you all right?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. You just
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, Moss is gonna walk up and just be like, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Oh, you know, I'm just dealing with these dusty old books. hate it. Just wish I could
Okay.
pound some iron. Smith me a new hammer. But, alas, stuck here.
Wait, if you're why are you here then? If you're by trade,
Well, that's the long story, and one that might turn your whiskers gray if I were to tell you. Oh wait, they're already gray. Maybe they'll turn them into dust if I were to tell the whole story. But keep it simple. I grew up proud dwarven warrior. Alas, though, my homeland was lost, and I need to search knowledge to be able to figure out where me homeland is. With that, I kept digging, looking for answers, and ended up becoming as he says the word, his face crunches up really in a kind of like a hatred for the word. He says, I became a wizard. Ugh. As he kind of spits the word out as he says it.
oh, you became a what?
Wizard, the spell casting kind.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you say it one more time, very pronounced?
I see the tricks that ye be playing on me. You're just trying to get me frustrated with my own predicaments.
Understandable. So you're pretty knowledgeable then about this whole place.
Old Gerland. Oh wait, I've already used Gerland as a name. Find another one.
Bogdan.
Bogdan. Yeah. No, Bogdan's a different dwarf.
But Gerland can be a really common name. It's really popular.
Gerland's just another one. This one's instead of Gerland, this is Gerland. That's what it's going to be.
And then there's Gerland.
Gerland.
Yeah.
Gerland Silverblade. Finest forger in all the O-Stone. I tell you what, they'll allow practice because, got me here now, but I can still swing a hammer just as strong as anyone else.
I believe you. Well, Gerland, curious if you can help me find some information.
What you be looking for? Maybe if I still can find the vein of ore in the ground, I could find a book as well. It's easy stuff. Not nearly as hard.
All right, then. I'm mainly looking for information about helping to solve a curse.
Solving curses.
Yeah.
Follow me. I've not done terribly much information searching on that regard, as it has nothing to do with the minerals, nothing to do with, my homeland, but I can probably sell it. As he quite deftly, and actually is quite well at his job, is quickly able to find the section that you're looking for. Here you go. Look around and see if there's something that catches your eye. I hope that you're able to find the score of gold in the wealth of information that you find.
Out of curiosity, before I give you sort of a broad topic of a curse, to be a little bit more specific, I'm thinking about curse given from an undead.
Undead. Yes, right here. As he finds a section about undead. You should be able to look in there and find curses.
All right, this is super useful. Thank you.
Yeah. 1 second, I'm going to unplug the mic, just to make sure it's not doing something weird. I'll be right back.
Chase, just so you know, I also have to leave early.
For a short session.
What?
Oh no!
Oh wait, I can hear you now.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm just going. It's going to be a shorter session, anyways. We'll probably finish this.
Okay.
So
pretty soon. Moss, do a investigation check as you're looking.
Okay. Investigation. Roll the dice. Oh, 5.
You're able to find a book called Undead: How to Raise Them Right. For some reason, it seems a little familiar. You look through it, and it more talks about how to bring undead back. The name somewhat kind of catches your mind as it says Zolaire on it. You're like, oh, huh, seems familiar from something. But other than that, it doesn't really give you any much more information. As well as as you look through the other books, so you're not able to find or ascertain anything necessarily at this point.
Got it. So how's the roll?
That's all good. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I'm going to move to Ren so we can get him out as well.
Okay, and I'll actually be dropping off right now. But
No worries. Thank you, Mom. We'll see you, Kyle.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, Ren. What's up?
Nothing much. Okay, I think Ren would want to. I can't really think of any training that he would specifically want to do. I think after learning about elder curses, maybe you'd want to research that. See if you can learn more different types of it or where it comes from.
It's right after Moss is sat down by the curse section, the dwarf Gerland brings you right to the same section. You're like, oh hey, how are you doing?
Imagine this.
Small world.
You got a mushroom arm? That's cool, man. I would want to do that and maybe have a fishing trip. Go to the quote not so secret fishing spot.
Yeah.
Can Barren come?
Sure. I'd love that.
I imagine one morning, you're out in the early dawn before even the sun has risen. You have your fishing tackle. You have your little hat on. You have Donnie in your tackle box.
Power bait.
And Barren is just awake, swinging a sword in a web. Some reason, probably doing early morning about
Practicing fly fishing.
Yep. Yeah, it's not nearly as difficult as sitting there and casting your net while you're in the water. You know what's better than fly fishing? Actually being in the water.
Catching the fish in your mouth.
Just eating it like Gollum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go on a fishing trip and do some role play.
Yeah. As you guys head out early in the morning, it's that crisp dawn, though it's still a good temperature as this is more of a nicer climate area. The birds are chirping. You can see that the sun hasn't quite made it all the way up. Yeah, you guys are making your way to the fishing spot. Or not so secret.
Yeah.
You done much fishing, Barren?
Yeah, I've done some fishing in my time.
The noble profession.
My grandpa taught me. We had a part of a lake was pretty close to where I grew up.
That's awesome. Great. I think the water, my grandma used to go on and on about how it connects us all. But, it's true. If you're by some water, maybe we fish in the same water. I don't think Ren knows anything about the water cycle, but deep down he does, probably.
Yeah. It's ingrained into his
yeah. It's scripture.
Yeah, literally, that's what Bast's church is all about. Is about the water cycle.
Condensation, precipitation.
Man, I just feel like I've been able to precipitate so well today. So much water. I just feel her connection.
And they say evaporations to you, brother. Weird terms.
Amazing. Wait, what kind of fishing? What kind of? Are we? I just want to say that we're there. Can we be at the lake?
Yeah, you're there.
Okay,
Yeah.
You've
great.
made it.
We've made.
You're
Great.
there. Oh, so just so you know, the scene that is laid out before you, you find yourself at like a good position in the lake. You can see what looks to be natural structures has allowed this area to be full of like paths to walk out onto the water, but also crevices in which the fish are able to hide. Along with a lot of the trees have overgrown this section. The trees themselves bearing fruits such as apples and different fruits. You can see the signs of them falling into the water. Different fishes coming up and nibbling, as well as the water here, because of the shape, has become. It's protected from the stronger waves that are created on this. Even though it's not like a huge lake, it's still fairly large body of water. Nothing compared to the open ocean or even the lake that was close to Barren's. Because I think yours was quite large, if I'm remembering the correct one. It is. You find yourself in a peaceful, serene area. It's just you two. It's early in the morning. The smell of the kind of that seaweedy-esque stuff permeating from the water, as well as a little bit of dead fish smell, just hits your nose, and you're like, oh, "I'm here."
Never been better.
Never been better.
I don't know about you, Baron, but if I were a fish, I'd be hanging out around here.
Yeah, probably over in these rocks over here, if I had to guess.
It's about this point where you see someone else is approaching this spot as well.
Oh crap! We gotta get there first.
Yeah, we gotta race them. Or maybe they're a regular here. They know the good spots.
Here's the question: are you going to try to assert yourselves, or are you going to try to work with them, or are you going to try to sneak in and then? You have a lot of options here.
Look, my grandpa taught me how to fish, but I think I'll kind of look Ren up and down. I think you're the expert here. You take lead.
Well, this is a different locale, different biome. The fish might be different.
In water.
Well, I think we should maybe. Do you think we should ask for some pointers from this man as he passes us, or should we stalk him? Should we observe?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't need observing. What are you talking about? And I'm just gonna grab my fishing line and just my pole. We're going right here.
Yeah, we are. That's the spirit. Trust your guts.
It's a good thing that you choose to move fast, because as you see, not far behind him is more plethora of people coming to this not so secret fishing spot.
Oh shoot!
This
is not so secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to get the prime pickings.
5 other guys are heading down the trail at this moment.
Some of them have big speakers.
Yeah, someone. You see one guy is bringing a surfboard, and you're like,
yeah, no.
Eek. And it's a paddleboard. That's even more.
Yeah, or a boogie board or whatever. Just jumping off.
It's not waves in this area where the fish is. He's just going out for his morning.
He's just scaring away the fish.
Yeah, he's just scaring away the fish. That's so rude. I'd like you all, as everyone kind of makes eye contact, I'd like everyone to roll initiative. We need to figure out who's going to make it first.
I have great initiative.
I need some paper.
I was made for this moment.
Oh, dude, I have rolled so bad tonight.
These fishermen, some of them are more experienced than others. I will give their descriptions here in a second as soon as I get my paper up.
I got a 19 initiative.
Good job, Ren.
19. You are ready. as he sees them come up. Okay. So
You want me to take it?
let me give you the laydown of the people. The man who first passed. I need a pencil.
Here. I got
Give me that. All right. The first one that passes you, he's actually quite familiar. The one that has already gotten a little bit of a lead on everyone. He's Ihab, but this Ihab is wearing a captain hat, and he looks like he's a seafaring version of the clone that you've seen more than frequently at the.
Get out of here, Ihab. You got work to do.
Freaking wizard.
As he
Take turns taking the day off.
Exactly. As he looks at all y'all, here, catch me a whale, and he pulls up like literally a whaling harpoon. That's what that's what he's toting for his fishing thing.
If we need it, I'm ready.
Do we have a sense after we see that? Do we have a sense that like Bear's just got like
you
just
think that
a fishing pole, right? So like I'm just like, we're a little underprepared for what's in this lake.
Yeah, it's like carbon fiber. It's like Whale Killer 3000. That's terrible, but you can tell that he's put some money into this this magically imbued harpoon. From what you can tell, this may be a little bit of overkill for the fish that you're going to.
Okay.
Just looking at looking at what you're saying. Next up in the lineup is you see a man. He's probably around 35. His body is kind of filled out to the point where he's got that barrel chest, the dad bod. You can see that he's grown a mustache over his lips. He's got the kind of shades on. His hat is on backwards. He's got his stuff. But you notice right next to him is a smaller boy who is really, really excited to be able to go fishing with his dad, as Kendall and Wrecker have made their way into the scene. The young boy's like, Dad, you go catch like this big. And he's just like he's rambling and like I saw a toad and I saw like a rock and a stick and it was really cool. And Ken's going, yeah. Hey, bud, quiet up. I'm looking for a good spot. Hey, yeah. That's what you see.
I'll turn to Barren and say we don't have to worry about that.
Garlic bread? This isn't garlic bread. These are biscuits.
Do you think that we should have invited in any of the others?
Maybe, but none of them are really. Pablo, he should have come.
Pablo walks up as the third person that's
He's independently here. Yo, Pablo.
Pablo's like, hey, up on a bar. The day looks like it's pretty cherry for some fishing.
What's that accent?
Hey, man, Pablo.
You can see that he's changed from his nice woolly clothing to literally a full-on diving suit.
Yes.
The only thing the only thing that you can see is him, and seeing him in this form, you can see the rippling pectoral muscles better of his legs. It's quite impressive. As he is still only as wide as he is tall, but he doesn't slack on leg day at all. He has a snorkel and the round goggles on that's pulled up. The fourth person that you see, you'd see what looks to be a man, kind of in more of a frilly robe. Very nice, looks very silken. He is holding what looks to be a very nice folding chair and a small rod, and he's kind of just drawn up. As his name is Benedict. And last but not least, for the fishing lineup, you see a woman whose hair is kind of scraggly, pretty wild in design. As you look at you, they look a little bit. It looks a little familiar, and then you realize it's Cletho from training, the dwarven lady. As she comes up, she's fully clad in like dwarven armor, ready to fight.
Ready to fight the
She doesn't
fish.
even have a fishing pole. She's just literally like in war axe shield, and she looks like she's coming with a fury.
Yeah, everyone will show up. I see like the father and son. I'm like, we have nothing to worry about them. I see Pablo and Cletho, and I'm like, oh shoot.
So we're against Pablo.
Yeah. All right. Let me roll for there.
We can maybe bribe him to help us out though, because he's underwater. He knows where the fish are.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's a good thing Baren's got some maneuvers we can use.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. What was your guys' initiative rolls again?
19.
Yeah.
19.
I got a 7.
7. Okay.
Low.
Okay. Yeah. Not the lowest. Pretty low. Okay. Right. Ren is 19. And Barenn was a 7. Barenn and Ren, as you guys rush forward, initiative will start with actually Benedict, as he is walking slowly with his fishing rod, and he's going to snap his fingers, and he's going to cast a Misty Step.
What the?
As he now is actually in front of Ihab, farther up than everyone else, as he is trying to get to the fishing spot.
So there's only like, just so I understand, there's only like one spot.
I would say like the first 3.
Okay.
You want to get the top pick. The
there's
second 2 are like not as good fishing spots. All right, next up, Ren. You actually rolled well enough to go second.
Okay, awesome. So right at this point, is it just like a race, or is there like
Yeah, everyone's just like it's like power walking to try to get in front of other people
they're
to
holding
get
their
there.
tackle boxes?
Yeah, so right now the leader is Benedict. He has a gain of 30 feet. I'm assuming basically the way I imagine it is everyone's moving their full movement speed at the same time. And so like you're all like kind of approaching together. But he's gotten a 30-foot gain on everyone. It looks like there's probably about 200 more feet to go before he reaches the spot.
The not so secret fishing spot.
Yeah.
Let's well, I guess I will move as much as I can. Can I have some oil flasks.
Yes.
Can I make an oil slick?
Yeah. As you produce the oil right behind you, you've caused it to be a dexterity saving throw for anyone who passes behind you now. Good move. Good first move.
I'll tell Barren, I'm like, don't worry about the environmental implications of this oil. It's like palm oil or something.
Yeah.
Avocado oil.
And I'm glad you reached for the oil. I thought you were reaching for your harpoon gun.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Shoots Benedict through the neck, pulls him back. All right. Next up, I have he, not far behind you, Ren, is going to continue walking. He seeing the oil slick that you have created, he's just going to put out his hand, and he's going to build a personal bridge that goes, and he walks over and goes, ha, ha. As he lands on the other side, it disappears behind him.
Yeah.
He is at the same level as you. Next up would actually be Kendall and Wrecker, the son and dad duo.
I do have a question. Does that duo count as one spot?
Yes.
Like, do me and Ren count as one spot or 2 spots?
I'm going to say you and Ren probably count as one spot.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Okay.
It's
okay.
whatever. Since you're fishing together.
Yeah.
Everyone else here had plans to do it themselves.
Yeah.
So Kendall and Wrecker, they're going to have to do dexterity saving throws. As Kendall goes up, he seems like he's doing pretty good. Wrecker does not do good as the sun's not paying attention. As Kendall's like, "Hey, watch out! There's some oil right here." Don't. And Wrecker's like, "And you know what? I love oil because it's really good on popcorn. And I really like cooking with it, and I love it when mom and dad let me go." And then he's just like, and starts crying.
Oh no.
Boo!
Next up, Barren, you're up.
Okay. Is anyone like right within like?
So
10,
you're
15 feet of me?
You're next to probably the two scariest, Pablo and Coletto.
Okay. As I'm okay, I don't know if you'll let me do this.
Dab Pablo.
As I'm walking, I'll turn to one, and I have my fishing rod kind of like right here, so it whips the back of them as I look at the other, and then I'll see a fish jump, and I'll whip the other one, and I'll and I'll action search if I need to do both of these, and I will do tripping attacks.
All right. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Should I just have them roll, or do I gotta roll the hit?
Roll the hit.
Okay.
As Coletto is wearing full body armor.
That's gonna be
Who's this for?
we'll do Pablo first.
Yeah.
Because I imagine I looked at her and then because I imagine Pablo's to my left and the lake is to my left, so I look at Coletto first.
Yeah.
And then I see a fish and I'm like, so that's gonna be what am I using for this? Dex, strength,
Or dexterity. It's a god.
It'd be a 10.
A 10. With Pablo, as you whip him, he is able to definitely, since he is not the tallest of men, it sails over his head, not tripping him.
Okay. And then this one's gonna be for Coletto. Dude, I have rolled so bad today. I haven't rolled above a 10
That's
all day.
terrible.
It's in that one.
And that one will not work. As her plate armor is able to protect her as it goes.
But I will continue to
Make a dexterity saving throw as you have to cross through the oil.
Was Ren? Oh yeah, I guess he
Because
was
Ren went ahead of you.
Okay. Finally, my first good roll. That's an unnatural 20.
And that's right. You definitely I imagine like you're kind of just like trotting and then you do like the feet slide through it.
Yeah.
And then land on the other side sleepwalk in. Yep.
Cool.
Okay. I've decided for brevity of time we'll probably do just one more round of this, and whoever's at the front will be the winner. Next up is Pablo. Pablo will try to make his way through the oil. He gets a natural 1 as his flippers that he has on his feet go whoop, and he falls right on his butt. He is now like 30 feet behind everyone else. As he's like, ah. And then Coletto, she also rolls terribly, and she just like trips over Pablo. And it's a big crash. Wrecker is still crying. His dad's saying, "Get up, you whiny baby. We got fishing to do."
It's not gonna do you any good.
Yeah. Stop crying. It's not going to do you any good. And besides, you have a lot of work to do.
I mean, there's 3 people in the front, right?
We're
in the front. We're in the
As of right now, we have still in the race. I have Benedict, Ren, and you. So it's 2v2. All right. Start of the round, Benedict. Seeing the situation with what's going on, he will, and seeing his lead, he's going to try to cast Hold Person on you, Barren, for the second time this week. I'd like you to roll a dexterity saving or a wisdom saving throw.
19.
19 will do it as you're able to. You see him kind of look at you and go.
I know an
like,
incantation when I see one.
yeah, and you're able to not lock up. That is his go. He's still ahead of everyone else as of right now. Ren, you're up.
How far ahead is he?
He is within range of not like grapple, but of a harpoon
Or a net?
or a net. Yeah, I'd say a net.
Okay. That's good. I don't want to. I'm a peaceful guy. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So yeah, let's do a net. I'm gonna throw it. That is a +6. 10.
10? Oh. I mean, he is a wizard, and he is wearing a bathrobe to go fishing. I'd say his armor class is probably about 10. Just for fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's restrained.
Yeah, as he kind of snaps his fingers, and then like I just imagine like you're like actually like had the time to like crawl into a tree above him, and then you just drop it on top of him. He's like, "Ah!" He's like stuck in it now, like Scooby-Doo style. Next up is I have moving forward. He will build a wall to try to like, as you see, like a fort portcullis drop down. He is still on the same level as you, Ren, as you're able to get Fred, but Benedict and Barren are stuck behind the wall as of right now.
Oh.
So, Barren, is up to you. You are the last person. You have a wall in your way, though.
How tall is it?
Probably about 20 feet tall.
And I can't just go around it?
You can, but it would take too long. As
Guess we're going over.
going over.
Yep. Yeah.
You could assume that whatever this incantation is, maybe concentration, as well as you gotta remember that right now him and Ren are tied for the lead.
Yeah.
And so if
We'll
you're
try to go over it. What I'll do is, as the guy in the net is getting up, I'm gonna run and like step on him and get that as like
down in the mud.
Yeah, footstool.
get that as an extra boost up, and I'll do like a flip over.
Okay, do an acrobatics check.
It's not too bad. That's an unnatural 20.
That's 20. Yeah, definitely. I was figuring it'd be pretty high DC because it's fairly high wall.
Yeah.
But you're easily able to push Benedict's face into the mud. His smug pencil mustache getting caught up with all that gick and gack. And you're able to pole vault your way, not
And then
pole, but with just
Can I
vaulting.
use my action to dash?
Dashing.
Or no, in this sense, it's not.
It's not
It's not dashing. This is
dashing.
just yeah. Okay.
It's like, what can you do to Ihab to make him not continue? Does that make sense?
Okay. And he's tied with Ren right now.
Yeah, he's tied with Ren.
Okay.
He's just on the other side of the wall, down underneath you, as you've landed up on the top.
Wait, he's underneath me now.
Like, think of like the wall,
Yeah.
and then at the bottom of the wall, and you're standing on top of the wall.
Oh, can I do a full like just leap off the wall like gainer like front flip like you know what I mean? Suplex, but
Bam!
just like over him and just like barely as I'm kind of coming down, not to hurt him or anything, just tap his little noggin with the heel of my boot and make him just face plant.
Oh yeah, trying to do a tripping attack.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah.
Do I need to roll like an acrobatics check first to see if I can actually?
Yeah, do an acrobatics check.
That's gonna be a 14.
14's fairly good. You don't quite get to do the gainer as you were hoping. As you jump off and you start doing it, like
He needs to stretch more. It's been a minute.
Yeah, you were expecting to have to do acrobatics on a fishing trip.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll just do a trip attack. Is it roll to hit?
Yep.
Oh my heck, dude. That's gonna be 12.
As you come down to attack him, instead of being able to land on attack. I just imagine that you just land straight on top of him, swinging him down to the mud. As you're like, and he just like, and then that's how you get him prone as you landed on top of him. You both take 7 points of damage from your fall damage.
Does he lose concentration on the wall?
Oh, I should check. He does.
Oh,
Roll the 7 on his dice. He probably has a really good modifier, but with that, him knocked to the ground, Ren, you're able to rush forward and claim victory of the choicest of fishing spots.
I would like to claim another of those spots. It doesn't matter which one.
You guys aren't sharing a spot?
I will share a spot with Red.
Okay.
I'm gonna
You're
give
going to give it to Pablo?
No, to the little boy.
Fun.
Sorry, Pablo.
Sorry, Pablo. All right. Next up would be I have as he shows up, kind of disgruntled. You see him like just create a ballista right next to him. He loads the thing and just starts aiming it every so often. Reels it back in. Oh, another miss. You're not sure if he's actually missing or if he just is obliterating the fish.
Yeah, they're just gone. They're pulverized.
Yeah.
I like to think of that. It's like the wizard's way of like bow fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a big old cannon.
Yeah. Literally just a trebuchet that's flicking rocks into
Just yeah.
siege war.
I
On the
like
fish.
it.
Wrecker and Kendall come up afterwards, and you give him that spot in the boy. His toothy grin showing that he's lost one of his front teeth. He says, "Thank you, mister. I sure hope that I catch a fish."
Good luck to you. Then I'll just go back over to Ren.
Yeah. All right. So here's how it's going to work. You guys are working as a team, and you have the choicest of fishing spots. I'd like one of you to roll a d20. Since you have 2 of you, it's with advantage. And since you all have the choices of fishing spots, you get triple advantage on it. So you can re-roll one of those dice.
Ren, you got this. I've been rolling really bad.
All right. Advantage?
Yeah, like triple advantage. Like roll 3. Or like roll one of the... Like
re-roll one of the...
Yeah, re-roll one of the advantage rolls. So you can just do 2. Yeah.
And I'll re-roll the lower one?
Yeah. I mean, you could re-roll a higher one if you want.
Okay, I just rolled a 12.
A 12? Through the day, maybe it's because it's a new fishing spot, you're able to catch 12 good, juicy trout, halibut.
Halibut?
Sunfish. A shark.
A whale shark.
A whale in a shark.
Yeah, I like it.
You're able to catch 12 fish.
How does Ren fish? By the way,
I think it's great. Any fishing trip is successful when you're having a great time.
like, is he in the water, like, waist deep, or like in there, like with his net and harpoon gun, or is it like?
I mean, you described it like they're like natural docks, right?
Yeah, well,
And like the water's pretty deep, right?
well, like, yeah, you still have to walk out into the water.
Oh,
But like but it's only like it's shallow. You think maybe like if you were to go out there and wait a while, you could like watch in one of these deeper recesses and then bag a fish. So and that's what you end up doing.
yeah, I think we might like do a couple different methods, like spearing or net, or even like those like fishing baskets. That's kind of like a trap. I don't know if it's a trap or also just a net.
Yeah.
And maybe Barren has his rod.
Yeah,
We'll
Baren's
try
just
that out.
like relaxing with a rod, and he'll do some fancy like rod
Like
work.
instead of like waiting for the fish to get caught on it, he's literally like using it as a whip to like hook them with the hook on the end.
There's a fish.
It's like
grappling hook.
games where you like throw the rod in and it's like,
Yeah.
Just yanking them out. They're flying. Oh, it's great.
perfect. Is this as big as they come where you're from?
How big are they? Are they like?
They're like
It's
this.
halibut. That's like 100 pounds.
Yeah. It's a good sized fish. Though in the oceans there are things that move in the deep that are unfathomable. Bosch's children sometimes are hard to predict and hard to categorize.
Indeed. I'll say, mostly, yeah. It's a good size. There are some things that are huge. Those things you have to, if you catch them, you gotta let them go. You don't want to get
You can't keep them?
some juju. One,
But like, don't you come from like a small village? Wouldn't that like feed your entire village?
you'd think so, but I heard a story, and look, everyone from Babalu will tell you, they all know the story. Say like 40 years ago, someone caught this huge like swordfish. It was ginormous. Enough meat on there to feed the village for months. And the village elders kind of advised against it. They've read the texts, the legends that say don't catch the water spirits, what they're called in the common terms. But anyways, the whole village ate that swordfish, and then there was a famine. For a while, I don't know how long it was, but it was substantial enough that people are still talking about it. And yeah, you don't keep the big ones, but not like the big ones, but like huge.
As Paulo comes out of the water right next to you, like a fun apart, it's just the thrill of the chase.
Amen, Pablo. That
As it
is the lesson. As he's like in the mouth of a shark, like holding
like just wrestling
in the headlock.
as he like slowly sinks back down in the water.
Yeah, I think mostly what it is you only catch what you need to. Part of it is you go out there every day to fish. If you catch enough for a month, what do? Don't fish? No. Maybe that's why there was a famine. Is people didn't want to go back to fishing. They were lazy. They were accustomed to just eating from their storage.
That's the first thing that you've said that I can get behind. I think that makes sense.
Look, maybe you're rubbing off on me. I like to believe that they were cursed, though. Not like cursed, but there were some.
This world is full of them, and gods like to make playthings of us humans and others. So. But what was that face, Red?
That just think that I wouldn't say playthings. I would say not that. No, I don't know. Continue.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Alia will appreciate these fishes. These fish. I've never been good with grammar.
I don't think it matters. Though I do think it's fish. Yeah, I hope she prepares us something delectable. I've always liked her cooking.
Yeah. I don't know where exactly we're at in the lighthouse. I know that Alia pointed out once, but I know this is similar to like Proanoy and such with like cliffs and whatnot, but I know that underneath those cliffs there were caves where bigger fish would hide out. So maybe potentially we could, instead of coming to the lake up here, we could go somewhere.
That is a good idea. There is a secret fishing spot. Maybe
there actually is a secret spot that people don't know about.
Yeah, we can go there. And then I can show you those big fish that you don't keep.
Yeah. All right. Let's find the secret spot, Red.
Sounds
We'll
good.
invite the rest of the party.
As you
And
all
Pablo
pack,
can come too.
as you like see him like riding a dolphin, like two dolphins, like
Yeah.
like from the distance.
I love that.
With that, as you guys clasp arms, like kind of making your resolve to find the fishing spot. There's nothing else that you'd like to accomplish with this week, really, Ren?
Yeah, no, I think that'll be it. Do some research later.
Yeah, just resting. Next up, let's do Alia. Speaking of the fish.
It's almost 10.
Oh, it is almost 10.
9:30.
Yeah, if you want,
Would
we
we
can
like-
pick up next time.
Would it be okay if we picked up next time with what's going on?
Just with anyone that wants to do so.
Yeah, because it's like 9:30. It's getting a little
Yeah.
late.
Yep,
To go.
I am okay with. I'm like dead.
It's being a little late, so.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Oh, hey, Brandon. Also, I've been reading the Dritz. I finished the Crystal Shard book.
We're not even off yet, Chase. Wait till we're on. Say goodbye.
Okay, bye everyone. Dungeon.
Dungeon.
Dungeon.